The autumn rain had just stopped when Miranda Chen stepped out of her Tesla in front of the Riverside Community Center. She adjusted her Hermes scarf and checked her reflection in the car window, still polished, still commanding. 10 years of building her tech consulting empire had sharpened her edges, but today, those edges felt suddenly vulnerable. She was here for her nephew Jason's college send-off party, hosted by her sister's family. Miranda had tried to decline, citing a board meeting, but her sister wouldn't hear it. "You work too much, Miranda. Family matters." As she walked through the community center's glass doors, the sound of laughter and celebration filled the air. She scanned the room, smiling at familiar faces, when suddenly her breath caught. There, near the buffet table, stood David Martinez, her ex-husband. The man she'd divorced a decade ago, when she was still clawing her way out of middle management, and he was a struggling high school music teacher. The man she'd left because she couldn't bear the weight of his small dreams, while her ambitions burned like wildfire. David looked different, older, grayer at the temples, but there was something else. A lightness in his posture, maybe. Or peace in his eyes. He wore a simple button-down shirt and khakis, nothing fancy. He was talking with Jason, her nephew, laughing at something the young man said. Miranda's first instinct was to leave. Turn around and disappear before Aunt Miranda. Jason spotted her and waved enthusiastically. "Come meet Mr. Martinez. He's been my mentor this whole year." Her heart sank. No escape now. She approached slowly, her designer heels clicking on the linoleum. David turned, and their eyes met. For a moment, the decade between them collapsed. "Miranda," he said softly, extending his hand. "It's good to see you." "David." She shook his hand briefly, professionally. "I didn't know you'd be here." "Mr. Martinez helped me get my scholarship to Berkeley," Jason interjected excitedly. "He wrote my recommendation letter and everything. He's the best music teacher in the district now." "Just doing my job," David said humbly, but Miranda could see the pride in his eyes when he looked at Jason. The conversation continued around her. Jason talking about his dreams of becoming a composer, David offering encouragement, but Miranda felt like she was underwater. Memories flooded back. The arguments. Her contempt for his mediocre salary. The final fight, where she'd said those terrible words. "I need someone who matches my level, David. I can't drag you up with me." She'd married Marcus 2 years later, a successful venture capitalist who matched her ambition perfectly. That marriage lasted 18 months before imploding in mutual indifference. "Excuse me," Miranda said abruptly. "I need some air." She found herself in the center's garden courtyard, rain-fresh and quiet. She pressed her palms against her temples, trying to silence the shame rising in her chest. "You okay?" David's voice. Of course he'd followed her. "I'm fine," she said without turning around. "Miranda, you don't have to, don't," she interrupted, spinning to face him. "Don't be kind to me, David. I don't deserve it." He studied her for a long moment. "I'm not being kind. I'm being honest. You look troubled." The word stuck in her throat. "I heard you won Teacher of the Year. For the whole state. 2 years ago, yeah." He smiled slightly. "It was a good moment. And you're mentoring kids like Jason. 15 students this year. Pro bono, after school." Miranda felt something crack inside her chest. "I made you feel worthless. Like your work didn't matter, because it didn't make 6 figures." David was quiet for a moment. Then he said, "You did." It hurt for a long time. The honesty of it stung more than any anger would have. "But," he continued, "I eventually realized that your contempt said more about your values than mine. I love teaching. I love watching kids discover their musical gifts. That's wealth to me. You're happy, Miranda said, and it wasn't a question. Most days, yeah. I've got a small house, a rescue dog, and kids who come back years later to thank me for believing in them. You? She laughed bitterly. I have a company valued at 40 million, a penthouse in the city, and... She trailed off. And I eat dinner alone most nights going over quarterly reports. David didn't respond immediately. When he did, his voice was gentle. That sounds lonely. It is. The admission escaped before she could stop it. They stood in silence, the distance between them filled with everything unsaid. I'm sorry, Miranda finally said. For how I treated you. For making you feel small when you were actually doing something beautiful. I just couldn't see it because I was so obsessed with success as the world defines it, David finished. I know. I understand now, even if I didn't then. Miranda blinked rapidly, surprised by the tears threatening to fall. You shouldn't forgive me this easily. I'm not forgiving you for your sake. I did that years ago for mine. Holding on to anger was like drinking poison. Something shifted in Miranda then. A decade of armor, carefully constructed, began to crack. Jason told me earlier that you fund the community center's music program, David said. Anonymous donations, he said, but your sister let it slip. Miranda's cheeks flushed. It's just. I wanted to help. Why? Because I was wrong, she said quietly. About everything. About what matters. About what success looks like. She met his eyes. About you. David nodded slowly. That means something. It does. Does it mean enough? The question hung between them, weighted with possibility. For what? David asked carefully. I don't know. Coffee. Catching up. I can't expect, anything from you. But maybe. She struggled to find words. Maybe I could learn to see the world the way you do. Maybe it's not too late for me to understand what you always knew. David considered this. I'm not interested in revisiting the past, Miranda. That marriage is over, and it should be. Her heart sank. But, he continued, I am interested in people who are genuinely trying to grow. If you want to volunteer at the community center, help with the music program beyond just writing checks, see what we actually do there. I think that could be good for you. I'd like that, Miranda said quickly. I really would. No promises beyond that, David said firmly. I understand. As they walked back inside together, Miranda felt lighter than she had in years. Jason bounded over, oblivious to the weight of what had just transpired. Aunt Miranda, you should hear Mr. Martinez play piano. He's incredible. Maybe I will, Miranda said, and she meant it. Over the next several months, Miranda became a fixture at the Riverside Community Center. She started by observing, watching David work with students, seeing the patience and skill he brought to teaching. Then she began helping with administrative tasks, using her business acumen to organize fundraisers and secure grants. She met the students whose lives David touched, Maria, who'd been headed for trouble until she discovered the saxophone, Tyrell, whose compositions were being considered for youth orchestra performances, Keisha, who'd been too shy to speak, but found her voice through Singing Point one evening. 6 months after that first reunion, Miranda sat in the empty music room after a recital. David was cleaning up, putting away stands and sheet music. Thank you, she said. For what? For letting me see this world. For not slamming the door in my face that day. David paused, holding a violin case. You know what's funny? I was terrified when I saw you walk in that day. Thought all the old pain would come rushing back. Did it? Some. But then I saw something I'd never seen before. You looked lost. The Miranda I knew always seemed so certain, even when she was being cruel. But that day, you looked searching. I am. She stood, walking to the window overlooking the garden where they'd talked. I've been thinking about changing my company's focus. We do tech consulting for corporations, but what if we helped non-profits instead? Organizations like this one, trying to do good with limited resources. That would be quite a pivot. Scary as hell, she admitted. But I think it's what I need. What I should have been doing all along. David joined her at the window. For what it's worth, I think you'd be good at that. You do. You're brilliant at what you do, Miranda. You always were. The question was never about your intelligence or capability, it was about where you pointed them. She turned to face him. Is there any chance? Don't, he said gently. Don't ask that question yet. We're still figuring out how to be in each other's lives. Let's not rush what might not need rushing. Miranda nodded, accepting the wisdom in his words even as her heart wanted something more immediate. But, David added, a small smile playing at his lips, I'm not saying never. I'm saying not yet. There's a difference. Not yet, Miranda repeated. I can work with not yet. 2 years later, at the community center's 10th anniversary gala, an event Miranda had organized and funded, she stood at the podium to introduce the keynote speaker. I want to tell you about a man who taught me the most important lesson of my life, she began, looking out at the crowd. Not in words, but in actions. Not through grand gestures, but through consistent, quiet dedication to something larger than himself. David sat in the front row, looking slightly uncomfortable with the attention. David Martinez taught me that success isn't measured in dollars or deals. It's measured in lives touched, in potential unlocked, in hope kindled where there was none. She paused. I was married to this man once. I threw that marriage away, because I was too blind to see that I'd already found what I was searching for. I couldn't value what couldn't be quantified on a balance sheet. The room was silent. I'm not here to win him back, that's not the point of this story. I'm here to say that if you have people in your life who teach, who heal, who build communities, who pour themselves into making the world better in small, unglamorous ways, honor them. See them. Don't be like I was and realize, too late, that they were the successful ones all along. The applause was thunderous. After the event, as they walked through the garden, now significantly expanded thanks to Miranda's foundation, David took her hand. That was quite a speech, he said. I meant every word. I know you did. He stopped walking, turning to face her. I want to tell you something. Okay. 3 months ago, I decided something. I decided that if you were still here, still showing up, still doing the work, still growing, then maybe we could try again. Differently this time. As different people. Miranda's breath caught. And you're still here. You restructured your whole company. You're in the trenches with us. You learned every student's name, their stories, their dreams. He smiled. You even learned to play piano, badly, but you learned. She laughed through sudden tears. Are you saying? I'm saying not yet became now. He cupped her face gently. If you want it. No guarantees, no fairy tale ending promised. Just 2 people who've both grown enough to maybe try building something real. Yes, Miranda whispered. Yes, I want that. Their kiss was soft, tentative, full of both history and hope. As they stood together in the garden, surrounded by the results of true success, community, connection, purpose, Miranda understood finally what David had always known: wealth wasn't what you accumulated, but what you gave away. Success wasn't about climbing above others, but lifting them as you rose. She'd had to lose everything to learn that lesson. But standing here now, David's hand in hers, the laughter of students echoing from the music room, she understood she'd gained something far more valuable than anything she'd lost. She'd gained wisdom. She'd gained purpose. And maybe, just maybe, she'd gained a second chance at the only thing that had ever really mattered: love grounded in mutual respect and shared values. Hello everyone. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, don't forget to support our channel. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, and share this video with your friends and family. Also, make sure to turn on the notification bell so you never miss our upcoming videos. We regularly upload amazing, informative, and entertaining content just for you. Your support means a lot to us and motivates us to bring even better content in the future. Thank you so much for watching, and welcome to our growing community.